part of its requirements for some type of peace deal with the United States. Now that the president announced that 10-day ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon yesterday, moments ago, the foreign minister of Iran announced that the Strait of Hormuz, behind me in the distance in the Persian Gulf, is declared completely open for the remaining period of the ceasefire. So, things apparently on the upswing here in the Gulf. We can report here in the UAE, there's been about a week of calm now. No incoming missiles or drones from Iran after weeks and weeks of almost endless attacks coming from Iran. Also, the U.S. State Department ended its shelter-in-place order for U.S. government employees in this country. Obviously, the State Department urging people to still take shelter if needed. And then, of course, behind me in the Gulf, we're on day 5 now of the U.S. blockade that apparently has been going down without any reported incident or major confrontation. In fact, CENTCOM says at least 14 vessels have heeded the United States commands to either turn back to the ports of Iran or not violate their blockade. Now, the latest update from CENTCOM also says that they've been escorting people around the blockade, and here is some audio that the United States released.
Motor vessel Molly, this is Warship 112. We will be escorting you to your next port of call. Thank you for your cooperation. This is Warship 112, standing by at channel 16.
And yesterday, the president announced that 10-day ceasefire between Lebanon and Israel. In an update from Israel minutes ago, an official says the IDF remains in Lebanon to hold all the locations it has cleared and captured. The IDF writing, the goal we defined, the disarmament of Hezbollah through military or political means, was and remains the campaign's objective to which we are committed. Currently, significant political leverage has been...
What up, what up? I see y'all over there on Twitch. Trey Original says, yo, super duper salute. Buck Rogers, 1974, say, let's go, let's go. The Essence says, Ruminati, salute. Top of the morning, my brother, super duper salute to you. The Essence Trey Original says, live from the MF Intent, super duper salute. Big homie Slim shouting out everybody. Let's go, big homie Slim, let's go. We streaming live from Intent in the Woods and Wyoming. This is the Rumornati Network. Super duper salute to y'all, man. First and foremost, y'all so aggravating. Thank y'all for rocking out as always. And we ain't even gonna be here too long, but we ain't gonna take too long to get to what we trying to get to. You know what I'm talking about? First and foremost, everything we are watching is being viewed under the Fair Use Act for education, entertainment, research, satirical, and commentary purposes only. The views and thoughts in these videos do not necessarily represent the views and thoughts of the Ruminati Network, its host, or its chat. Now, welcome back to the Ruminati Network, the place where the conversations are real, the opinions are loud, and the chat is the most aggravating chat on the internet. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and get comfortable, because once you step into the Ruminati, you are officially part of the conversation. Now, listen, on this channel, we talk about everything the internet is buzzing about: hip-hop news, celebrity drama, viral moments, cultural debates, and the stories that people are afraid to ask questions about. And the best part of this whole show, the chat. Because the Rumornati chat is not quiet, it is not polite, and it's definitely not boring. It's the most aggravating chat on the internet, and y'all never hold back y'all opinions respectfully, and I appreciate that. So if you're here right now, go ahead and wake the chat up. Drop where you watch it from. Hit the like button. Let's see those opinions in the comments, because around here, we don't just watch the news. We break it down, we question it, and sometimes we aggravate the entire internet while doing it. So buckle up, Ruminati, and let's go. Big homie Slim says, yo, Rumor, what up, chat? What up? I'm on the 2 platforms at the same damn time. Shout out to Meathead. Super duper salute to y'all, man. Big homie said it's Fish Fry Friday. I hope y'all already up out there overachieving, over accomplishing whatever it is you set out to accomplish. I hope y'all already ahead of the game. I hope you're way ahead of where you thought you would be by this time this morning. If y'all boys ain't running ahead and push the earth away from you this morning, you know what I'm talking about? If you ain't hit the ground and push the earth away from you, hit the ground and push the earth away from you, man. Push through the earth this morning. Do some push-ups. Stomp the earth down. You know what I'm talking about? Do some squats. Get energetic. Get active. Stay active, man. And fellas, pause. Super duper salute, fellas. Believe it or not, we got to stretch, bro. Pause if you may. Nigga, this is about health, about life, about longevity. We got to stretch, bro. Stretch, bro. Stretch your hips, your back, your arms, everything, bro. Your kneecaps, everything. Stretch, bro. If you don't use it, you will lose it. I'm going to just tell y'all real quick, man. I went to a family member's house yesterday. This nigga stunk up the bathroom so bad he got mad. You ever stunk the bathroom up so bad you thought somebody broke in your house? The nigga went out. The nigga went out and used we outside in the yard enjoying the good weather, you know. In case y'all don't know, I mean, we have relocated, but none of that don't even matter. We still are streaming live from a tent in the woods in Wyoming. But this motherfucker, we outside cooking, you know what I'm talking about, getting everything right. Bro got to use the bathroom. He's gone for a while too. Nigga done went and ate it. I don't know what happened. I don't know what he ate. Nigga done went and released the hounds, the demons, the kraken, everything. He released everything, right? Who let the dogs out? Nigga come back by 15 minutes later, wiping his hands, doing all this here. I guess he thought he was done. Nigga run back in the house. Stomach start, but he run right back in. Like, it's like 5 minutes go by. He run right back in like he got to go again. Like, damn, what's wrong with cuz? What's wrong with bro? Nigga run in the bathroom. Nigga run in the house and run out and say, who the fuck been? Excuse my language, I can't cuss. It's too early. Said, who been in here? I was outside the whole time. Nigga said, nigga, you been in my bathroom? Nigga messed the bathroom up so bad he got mad, thought somebody else was in there. The nigga started looking around for people like somebody else went in the house and used the bathroom. The nigga was like, the nigga opened the door. The nigga said, hell no. Hell no. Who did that? I'm like, bro, you got to eat better, brother. You got to eat better. Not so much red meats. Nothing is wrong with red meat. Not so much of it, bro. That it takes time to break down in your system. I'm no Muslim. Stay away from, I ain't gonna say stay away. All things in moderation, right? I'm smoking weed. Or pre-rolled cannabis cigarettes that may appear to be weed, right? Right. But Roger says, I go to the gym 3 times a week, family. He's telling the truth. Health is wealth. Man, listen, bro. It sound weird, but we got to stretch, bro. You got to stretch. If you don't use it, you will lose it. Pause if necessary. But you got to stretch. Your hips, your midsection, reach for the sky. Bro, listen, bro. Some of these stretches you may want to do at home or just if you feel comfortable enough with your lady. I understand, bro. I understand. I come from that age of hyper masculinity and bravado and, calling everything, everybody's, everything is sissified and everything is, of that other orientation. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's that. Don't do that. We don't do that. Men don't do that. Now you better do some of them stretches that you think are questionable are going to keep you mobile. But anyway, shout out to y'all, man. They said the straights are open, man. Trey Original says, LOL, stretch is crazy, but real shit. The Jabberwockies, LOL. Who hit the Jabberwocky? Oh, that's the Lil' Kim. My bad. The Essence said, Mississippi Fish Grease on it. LOL, happy Friday. Super duper salute to y'all, man. Super duper salute to y'all. The straights are open, man. Her moves, however you pronounce it, completely open. Let's just go.
Been created through the direct involvement of the U.S. president and a commitment to this goal while.
Oh, and drink you some water too, especially if you indulge in any type of inhalants, whether it's weed. I don't do vapes, but whether it's nicotine, this ain't weed, though it may look like it. Right. That's what we're going with. Cannabis. Open your lungs up. Do breathing exercises. Breathe through your nose, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Do breathing exercises. Stretch your body. Walk. Keep your blood circulating. All right, you don't want to get old, boy. Listen, if you're older, when you young and you have one of them anxiety moments and your main man don't want to stand up when it's time, or if you don't want to stand up all the way, you know it's not an issue because you're still young and strong and the blood flow is immaculate, right? But when you get older and you have a little scare like that, you don't even got to be no 50, 80-year-old nigga like me. You could be 35 years old and homie ain't so tough when it's time to be. That stand-up guy ain't as stand-up as he normally is, right? Instead of, that nigga like, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you know? Yeah, I know. Yeah. Instead of being like, bitch, that nigga. Smack. No, it don't work. That nigga more like, yeah, I know. Yeah. Nigga. Don't sleep on working out. Don't sleep on gut health. When you get older, it gets scary. You start thinking like, damn, hold on, wait a minute. Is this them two dreaded letters? Is this them two letters that men always dread to hear? I'm just saying, nigga, y'all ain't no spring chickens, boy. Work out. Even if you's a skinny dude, don't think, I ain't got to do, I ain't fat. I'm in my 80s. I got homeboys that did not make it out of their 40s. I'm not really in my 80s, but I got homeboys that didn't make it to their 40s and out of their 40s for health reasons. We're not even talking about the streets and or women taking their life or drug overdoses, or we're not even talking about these kind of things. We're just talking about health. But anyway, shout out to y'all, man. Big Face said, what's up with it? Big Homie Slim says, and I mean, it burns out quicker, so you have to stop and fill up more. The government just approved for cheaper gas. It's called E15. Oh yeah, first it was what, E85? It's cheap, but it runs out quicker than the gas we're used to. If you don't have a 2021. If you don't have a 2021, it's going to mess your car up. Cleanse the nephrons, the kidney filtration system. And the Essence says, I do Tai Chi workouts every day and it works. Start somewhere, y'all. Start somewhere. You feel me? Start somewhere. Even if you do a small number, if you go from 0 to 20 push-ups a day, you'll see a change. 20 can eventually become 30 and more and more. Do squat variations. If squats are boring, or if you think squats are whatever, do variations, do lunges, do sumos, do burpees, do something. Do something. All right, let's get to it. Shout out to y'all. The Strait of Hormuz is completely open. This news keeps changing every day, and I ain't gonna lie. At this point, I don't know what to believe. We can only go off what we're told.
Applying pressure to the Lebanese government. Now, here in the United Arab Emirates, the U.S. State Department lifted that shelter-in-place warning for U.S. government workers, and the UAE is declaring victory over Iran. An official writing here, yes, Iran lost, and yes, the UAE won. We were subjected to more than 2,800 Iranian missiles and drones, and we shot down 96% of them. The American role after this war will be greater. This Emirati and Gulf partnership with Washington came after long years of relations, mutual trust, and joint investments. Now, back live here on the Gulf, we are, of course, monitoring the potential for a a second round of peace talks, perhaps in Pakistan this weekend. Yesterday, the president said that those negotiations could be happening in Pakistan, and he even said there's a possibility that he may head there. But we'll continue to see what happens, because now that Iran has apparently relinquished its self-proclaimed control over the Strait of Hormuz, perhaps these peace talks do not have to happen in Pakistan, but we are tracking it hour by hour, and we'll keep you updated. Martha, Bill.
Yeah, very interesting statement from the Dubai media office there. Thanks for sharing that with us, Matt Fenn.
Yeah, a lot of things popping by the hour. Just on the map over here, we'll just take you back to the Persian Gulf. This has been the area of the interest, really, for the entire world for the past 48 days. I want to show you this on the map now. These are the vessels in the Persian Gulf, all right? So in red, since the start of the war, these are the vessels that have been basically at a standstill in the Gulf, off the coast of Basra in Iraq, off the coast of Kuwait, many off of Saudi Arabia. Look how much they're bunched up around the United Arab Emirates. I mean, just so many of these ships have been stuck here. I want to swing over here and show you the impact of the U.S. blockade on Iranian ports. The blockade's only been in place for a couple of days, and right now you can argue this has been a success so far. This is Monday of this week, right, April 13th. This is Oman. Here is Iran, here is Pakistan, and here is the line that the U.S. Navy drew for all vessels coming in and out of Iranian ports. All these vessels in red, they made a stop in an Iranian port for something, and the blue ships are the Navy blockade out here in the Gulf of Oman. Also a bit later on the same day, on Monday, you saw more red ships come out this way. That means they stopped at an Iranian port for something. They were all turned back. That was on Monday. Then on Tuesday, a similar pattern. The red ships, the vessels coming across that blockade line. In total, by the end of the day on Tuesday, we had at least 14 vessels that had been stopped by the U.S. Navy, and that's where we stand right now, at a stalemate. Former CIA Station Chief Dan Hoffman joins us now. Dan, good morning to you. I want to get your reaction on the breaking news.
This was just an update, quick walk down. We're going to get into the topics. Big Homie Slim says, I don't believe anything the American media puts out, especially Fox News. They lie daily. The Essence says, big face salute. Trey Original says, stop eating butter, salt, and sugar too. This is where the problem's going to come in for me. Butter. White sugar I can stay away from. Every now and then I might get a sweet attack. I might want to go get a piece of cake from the grocery store or a candy bar or something like that. But I've kind of done away with the sweets. I had gotten down to buying individual sodas until there was one particular soda that came out that I wanted to try. And this is the first pack, and they didn't have the mini cans that come in the 6-pack. I usually prefer those, you know, the mini cans, the sodas that's about this tall. They come in the 6-pack. I think they're 8 ounces, if that, something like that, right? I ended up buying a 12-pack of regular size canned sodas, only because I wanted to try one soda, and I still have the can. I've had it. We're going into week 2, I think. Soda still. Anyway, it's the Canada Dry. Yeah, this is some. Pause this, nigga. You did all that for some fucking Canada Dry strawberry fruit splash. Get your sissy ass out of here, nigga. Get your soft ass out of here. You did all that for some, you risking your health for some fucking Canada Dry strawberry fruit splash. Gay. Nigga. Drink water. Just thinking about that make me want to drink some water, man. God, why did I do that? Yellow D. You have to be in the Discord to know that my favorite soda ever is Tahitian Treat. We have discussed this on many of occasions. Shout out to Larry Law. Shout out to Phoenix, D Hood. Shout out to Mike from the Ville. Shout out to Mills. Who else was in the Discord? I think Miss Duval and my. It's a few people that know. But when it comes to that Tahitian Treat, that's my shit. Lord have mercy. I get in trouble for that. Listen, when I'd stopped drinking soda completely at one point, but when I started back, it's because of Tahitian Treat. Where I'm at now, I can go to the store with $4, no tax, and get 2 Tahitian treats right now and put them in my refrigerator. That is why I started back. And fighting that urge. They are right there, nigga. They are right there. Not far at all. Boy, what I had to do, that's why I'm pissed off that I picked this weak sissified soda to break my... Nigga, Tahitian treat is the GOAT of hood sodas. I don't drink lean, but if I drank lean, I would mix mine with Tahitian treat. If I was a lean sipper, you would always see me, because that's my favorite soda. You would see me with the double cup. You know how they had a soda under their arm, and then they got the cup right here? Or is that the baby bottle under their arm or whatever? And then they got the soda. Whatever you would see, mine would be a Tahitian treat, not a cream soda. Love that shit, boy. If y'all don't know about Tahitian treat, first of all, look it up. Look it up. Best fruit punch ever. Big homie Slim said Tahitian treat is gas. Yellow D say, oh, he's salute. Okay, I see him and the Essence for sure. Trey Ed Original says Tahitian treat is hood classic, bro. It is the GOAT hood soda, bro. And don't let it get cold. See, you got some sodas that don't get, like Fanta don't get that cold. Like Fanta don't even seem cold like that. Tahitian treat gets cold. It develops ice chunks and frost and all that. It get, nigga. These niggas got me reminiscing about Tahitian treat. Man, let's get to these topics, man. I know y'all seen what's going on. We ain't gonna be here long, but we're gonna have a good time in the meantime. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to y'all, man. Most aggravating chat in the game, most appreciated chat in the world. I know y'all see what's going on. It is what it is, bro. Vlad and Boosie, what we said yesterday, bro? What did we say yesterday? Bro, I hate to say I'm sometimes you can have too much humility. Sometimes you gotta toot your own horn. But it's like, I don't want to seem like I'm saying it like, look, I told y'all I was the one. It's not that kind of party. What I'm just saying is yesterday, I just so happened to say some of the same things that 1090 Jake is saying about the dynamics. The real reason people were watching Vlad and Boosie was the dynamics. It wasn't just that it's Boosie. You have to account for the platform itself. You have to account for the people watching the dynamics, the banter, or the back and forth between who they see, quote unquote. Vlad is FBI, hip hop police and all. He asks police questions, right? So you have a person with that angle talking to one of the most, as far as hip hop goes, as far as rap music goes, one of the most respected, one of the most seemingly authentic and real street guys in hip hop, talking to somebody who people have a sentiment of being federal, and they're discussing urban topics. That has to be accounted for. That's why I said what I said. This will be the tale of the tape. When Boosie drops his interviews, this will be the real determination of his value. His monetary value for interviews may change because he's doing this. He may be watering himself down, or he may be setting himself up for a large financial increase. Who knows? But let's go ahead and get right to it. I'm talking about, shout out to y'all.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to an episode of 1090J TV. I am interviewing the legendary Vlad TV. And the first question that we're going to pop this off with is,
right from the video,
me and you were connected through Boosie. And Boosie is one of my favorite interviewees that you've had on your platform. I'm watching every time it drops, and I'm now hearing that he's going up in price. He may be moving away from Vlad TV. What are your comments on this situation?
Well, look, me and Boosie, our business relationship goes back 20 years. Before Vlad TV, when I was doing DVDs and I was holding the camera and going to Atlantic Records and filming him and Webby, and we'll show a little clip of that. It'll show how far we really go back. You ever run into any of the cats that bit off you?
Nah, we ain't ran into them yet, you know what I'm saying? But they know who they is.
And me and Boosie have had a good relationship, a great relationship, a friendship, a business relationship. I've been to his house a bunch of times. I met his family. And originally, I wasn't paying him to do interviews. But over time,
Boosie bought Vlad. Vlad bought Boosie some Versace dishes, remember?
as the views kept going up and people were really gravitating towards these interviews, we started working out appearance fees. And the fees slowly went up. And over the last couple of years, the fee that we actually stuck at was around was $25,000 per interview. And
sign me up. How often can I come up and interview for $25,000? Sign me up. Vlad, you can give me $2,500. Nigga, I will sit there for. Some people don't make $2,500 a week. Some people barely make $2,500 a month. I will sit down for 6 hours straight, nigga. 8 hours straight. And we can discuss everything from top to bottom in just about as much detail as you want. Just about. But all these hot topics and bull-ish, we can discuss every last one of them, nigga. 8 hours, Vlad. Hit me up. I will save you some money. Your platform is going to get the views. Nigga, Vlad, you can make a star. Hit me up, brother. $2,500. This is a hell of a decrease in pay. And yeah, the numbers might drop, but they're going to go back up. You could build a star. Hey, Vlad, looking there.
that price was justified because Boosie was pulling in like 6 million views for every interview. And in that particular situation, and I showed Boosie all the numbers and all my back end numbers and so forth. When he was getting around 5.5 million views, I would make around 35,000 off that interview, and he would make 25,000. Right? So I had a $10,000 profit margin. He still made the majority of the money, but I was still making $10,000, so I was cool with that. Right? And we were rocking like that for years. So some time had passed. It was, I don't know, about 6, 7, 8 months since our last interview. So I just hit him up one day, a couple weeks ago, and we had a conversation. And this conversation was a private business conversation, but Boosie recently did a live where he revealed parts of this conversation. And in his live, he said that he had asked for $5,000 more, and I said no, which is why he's not going to do the interview.
I wanted $5,000 more than he wanted to pay me. He didn't want to pay me, so I think I'm gonna make more money doing it this way. And I'm editing my interview now.
Now, that's not exactly accurate. So, I wasn't going to put any of this out there, but because he started putting out numbers out there and people started going, oh, Vlad being cheap, why is it only 5,000? You could pay him that, not knowing the whole picture. So I'm going to lay out the whole picture for everyone just to explain what exactly is going on.
Boosie and Vlad is the doppelganger to Nick and Walt from Destination Smokehouse and Tendernism. It's like.
So when I called Boosie, like I said, the fee.
Hold on, let me. It's like Nick and Walt, man.
And I only started doing that. I'm a non-social media guy. I'll be very honest. I don't hate it now, but what it's done to my life, I kind of, sometimes I'm like, is it really worth it?
It's like the business doppelganger.
He had always been 25,000. He said, I want 40,000. And I'm like, fam, I can't do 40,000. That's just putting me in the hole in a situation like this. He's like, well, I'll go as low as 35. And I'm like, man, listen, I might be able to do 30 after I run the numbers, but 35 is definitely out of the question. But let me go ahead and run my numbers and actually see what's going on. So I went back and I looked through the last, 5 or 6 interviews. And I looked, and the profit margin on each of these interviews was around $10,000. So I showed him the numbers. I sent him a spreadsheet showing him my back-end numbers. And I'm like, bro, the most I could do is 25. You're asking for 35. Your traffic has been dipping over the years. You've gone from about 6 million to about 5.5 to about 5 and some change. So you're looking at about maybe a 10, 15% decrease in views, which means a 10 to 15% decrease in revenue, as you know, but you're asking for a 40% increase in appearance fee, a 40% increase. It doesn't make any business sense because what'll end up happening is, look, Boosie's already at home, right? He wakes up, he does the interview. There's no cost associated with him, and he was getting paid $25,000. I have to fly because I don't have a studio or a camera crew in Georgia, in Atlanta, so I have to hire a camera crew in Atlanta. I have to fly from LA to Atlanta.
Hey, Vlad, I will go to Atlanta for you. I mean, it's done now, but just reach out for help, Vlad. Hey, Vlad. I wear a mask. I can sit behind the camera and point the shit at somebody like, nigga. Oh, I probably don't got no fucking 8K red cam and all that shit. Shout out to that.
I have to get a hotel. I have to have all the costs associated with it. And then afterwards, I have to pay to get the video edited and pay my crew and everything else like that. And as you know, with YouTube, I'm taking all the risk because sometimes videos get demonetized, right?
And channels.
Right? Especially when you talk about someone like a Boosie.
Hey, YouTube. You motherfucker.
Who has, he swears, he's talking about a lot of edgy stuff. And at the end of the day, I'm taking 100% of the risk. So I'm like, listen, I cannot pay you $35,000 when I'm going to make nothing. Or maybe I'm even going to take a loss. And Boosie's like, yo, you're being cheap. And I said, I'm not being cheap. I'm being put in a situation where you make all the money and I make none of the money. It simply doesn't make any business sense.
Well, let me ask you, what was it that caused the price hike? Because I feel like it would be more understandable if he just beat a major case or if something significant happened. And you know what I mean? Like sometimes we see rappers go through crazy things and everybody wants that breaking story. What was it that you think caused this to come about?
I don't know. I know Sean Cotton, me and Sean actually had a conversation about this yesterday. He had put out a video where he said that he had heard from someone that Boosie was upset because I had mentioned that I paid Tekashi more than I'd ever paid anyone else. And that might be the reason. I've never actually asked Boosie to confirm this, but if that is true, you guys have to understand, Tekashi brought in like 20 million views. It was the biggest interview of 2025. It was the biggest meme of 2025. The whole I stole that shit.
Stole that shit. That's what I do, nigga. Fuck, nigga, I stole that shit.
Yeah.
That's still being used. There's a Trump version.
Stole that shit. That's what I do, nigga. Fuck, nigga, I stole that shit. And I stole it, like, but niggas don't listen. I talk facts.
This is why I'm hot. This is the reason why it's difficult. There's certain things you have to. It may not be done with any type of intent, but when you're sensitive to certain things, you have to be able to put that to the side for the greater good.
Biggest meme of 2025. The whole I stole that shit.
Stole that shit. That's what I do, nigga.
Why couldn't it stop at I stole that shit, right? What?
Fuck, nigga, I stole that shit.
Yeah.
That's still being used. There's a Trump version.
Stole that shit. That's what I do, nigga. Fuck, nigga, I stole that shit. And I stole it, like, but niggas don't listen. I talk facts.
There was like
sometimes you could be a little overly sensitive, and maybe I am, but I've been in racist, prejudice situations with police officers, with regular civilians, just in regular stores. Remember Kmart? Stores like Kmart, I've been through that. So I have a certain sensitivity when I see these two guys playing, what is it, a deep fake or whatever that is, Trump, repeating these words and they laughing about it. It's just a certain part they could have cut the video off at. It didn't have to continue with the nigga. This ain't the Trinidad James song. They could have cut it at a certain part and just let the video play. That's what I do. Like, even just saying it one time, it didn't have to play to repeat it. And the 6ix9ine clip, they didn't even play it. They didn't say it as many times. But when they put it on Donald Trump, they let him say it like 3 or 4 times before they cut it. And to me, those are the small things I noticed. This is a sensitivity to a certain subject that I may have, that I have to be bigger than, that you or anybody who's trying to do business, sometimes you have to be able to put your personal feelings. If it's not a direct and you can't prove it, you know, but at the same time, I'm not foolish either. I see
Like there was all types of stuff. It was a huge, huge interview. And for that particular interview, yes, I paid more than I paid anyone else. But that was a one-off. The other Tekashi interviews were not, that same price.
But, and I'm gonna say this, credit to Wack 100, because I watch how he handles situations with Adam. Even if it may not be to you the most witty response or even the best response at the time, it's Wack pointing out to Adam that he's aware of some of his tactics and some of the things that he may be doing, whether it's second nature to Adam and he does it without intent, or he does it with all intent and he does mean something by it and he is playing in someone's face. Wack shows how to navigate and maneuver in that space without reacting the stereotypical way. So I got to give bro credit for that. I definitely take notes because of certain things that I have sensitivities to. You're not going to be able to go any further if you have a trigger that's easily pushed or pulled, whatever, a switch that's easily flipped, however you want to say it. You're not going to be able to go too far. You have to get control over yourself. There's going to be some things you dislike. If it's not blatant, if it's not obvious, sometimes you end up looking like the bad guy. Even though you may be right, it's just a perception. But anyway.
Right? Because they didn't get those same type of views. I've paid Boosie way more than I paid Tekashi. Way more.
And not only that, it doesn't seem like Tekashi is that consistent versus Boosie is more of a recurring guest.
Yeah.
And I hope that Boosie, I don't wish, whatever direction he chooses to go, but I hope he realizes the power and the dynamic that you two have. Because both of you mesh very well, and it's the presentation entirely that makes it what it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I think me and Boosie play off each other very well. So Boosie went on live. Like I said, I wasn't going to say any of this. This was just going to be a private conversation between me and Boosie. And if people ever ask, I'd be like, oh, well, me and Boosie just busy. And, at some point we might hook up or not. I mean, it is what it is. That's my man. But he decided to make a video. And in the video, he said, yeah, I'm going to do the interview myself. And I'm going to have my kids interview me. And I think I'll make more money this way. And I'm actually glad that Boosie is going that direction because he'll get to see for the first time how much money he's actually made. And,
Right.
Boosie has his
How
own
much
channel.
work goes into it.
Yeah, he'll actually get a crash course on the other side of the business because Boosie's never been a YouTube guy. He's been, a music guy. He's been, getting shows. That's where most of his money comes from. So he'll get to see what I've gone through on mine. Because right now, Boosie's now had to pay for his own cameraman. He's got to pay for his own editing. Like, he's having costs right now, which he never had before, doing interviews with me. And he'll get to see exactly how much revenue he'll get. For him to make more than 25,000, he's going to have to bring in 5-6 million views. At least 4 million views in order to make that back. And I hope he makes it. Because at the end of the day, man, everyone transitions and everyone, businesses change and people have different priorities and everything else like that. Maybe Boosie will be okay getting less money, but owning the content. That's really up to Boosie. It's not up to me. But I think it's good. And I want everyone to watch that interview that he puts out himself. And people can come to their own conclusions. But I can almost guarantee that after Boosie goes through this process, he'll see that Vlad has been fair with him this whole time. Vlad has been 100 with him this whole time. We've never really had, up to this point, we never had a business disagreement. At times where Boosie's like, oh, well, I thought I was going to, get this. And I'm like, okay, cool, you can have it. I'm not tripping. Because for me, the relationship is more important than anything else. It's the business relationship.
100%.
Really.
What this is, in my opinion, this is parallel to the rapper complaining about the label after the label made them who they are. In some sense, this is the label. Vlad will be the label. Boosie will be the rapper. You know, the rapper always say, I'm the rapper, I'm the talent, I'm the one doing the rapping. Why are they getting the majority of the money? In this case, Boosie was getting the lion's share of the money. Vlad was only getting $10,000 profit. Boosie was getting $25,000 profit and doing absolutely none of the work. Whereas a record label, guys complain, Boosie, you are getting, this is actually the best deal ever. There's no deal when it comes to this entertainment business. There's very rarely a deal where the talent gets more than the platform. When have you heard an artist making more than the label? Granted, they're not signed, but they do business, contractual business. When have you ever heard of the artist getting more than the label? When the label funds the artist's career, the label is the one paying for the way you look, paying for your videos, paying for your features, paying for your transportation and housing, paying for your wardrobe, gave you that jewelry kit that you didn't have 3.5 months ago. Or they gave you the money for the jewelry kit that you didn't have 3.5 months ago. That new car that you on Instagram sitting on top of and standing on top of and opening the hood, which is the trunk. So it's the frunk now, the front trunk. You open the frunk and you got all the money sitting in the frunk and doing they gave you that. You're not you may be talented, but you're not lit. You don't draw. You're not a draw. They made you a draw. I'm not saying I'm not saying Vlad made Boosie a draw. This was a team effort. It was a cohesive team effort. It was both of their reputations, both of their names, the platform and the name, right? But whenever this nigga is getting more money than the label, Boosie was getting $25,000 to sit down and talk for a few hours. Vlad was getting $10,000 profit. Of course, we don't know the ins and outs, but if you do YouTube, you do numbers, you can break it down and probably see somewhere where he's about right. Boosie, you were beating the game. Boosie, prices fluctuate. I'm not saying Boosie cut off his nose to spite his face, because this might be the best thing he ever done. It may work out for him and he may start interviewing other artists. You never know. And I'm gonna say this. Hold on, Vlad. It ain't gonna cost Boosie $25,000 to produce this interview. No. I don't give a damn, nigga. Boosie is a hustler. Boosie is a cheapskate. Vlad, you should know this. Boosie always looking for a discount. Boosie don't want to pay full price for nothing. The food he buying, the jewelry. Boosie. Vlad, you should know this if you say this is your friend. This nigga Boosie don't want to spend nothing. It's not going to cost Boosie more than $3,000. I'm going to say $5,000 at the most, because he may need to purchase a camera. Him paying for editing ain't going to cost him much or nothing. Boosie is the Chitlin Circuit king, Vlad. He's not going to pay $25,000 to get an interview going. You paid $25,000. It cost you $25,000 because you're not the talent. This is where Boosie makes his point. But at the same time, you have to account for the platform. You have to account for a platform that has over 6 million subscribers, a loyal base. A loyal percentage of those subscribers are going to drop whatever video Vlad, or is going to watch whatever video Vlad drops, no matter who is in it. So you couple Vlad with a popular name, let's go over there on Twitch. Subscribe at tier 1. They subscribe for 4 months. Shout out to Mel subscribing for 4 months over there on Twitch. Let's go. Super duper salute. But it's the dynamics. Like I said yesterday, man, this will be the tail of the tape for Boosie's interview value. Boosie makes his own value. This is where it lies. His numbers, he should do at least 100,000. Just because of who he is. Just because of longevity in the game, the amount of views that he gets on Vlad TV interviews, Boosie's full interview with himself should get at least 100,000. And the first few clips or whatever he drops should be somewhere from maybe 50 to 80, if not 100. On his own platform. Should be. I could be wrong. Let's get off in this chat real quick, y'all. Mike from the Hill says Drake's supposed to finally drop this album, Iceman. Anyone excited? What you looking for? The nigga he talking to, dog. Yo. The Essence says Vlad, aka J Reed, LOL. Big Homie Slim says Mike from the Ville. I've never listened to a full Drake album. I can't do it, dude. It's too corny. Mike from the Big Homie says ever since he said I'll start hating. Only if you make me, I could do music. What did he say? Nigga hate it. It must be some. At 123 Jim, sure thing. Shout out to 123 Jim. I don't know why I can't see your comment. Mike from the Fist says, not gonna lie, I can't tell you last time I watched the Vlad and Boosie interview, it got dry after the first 2. And he says, we will send this to Vlad. The Essence said 4 videos a month is 100K. I want in. Excuse me. King Yeller gonna slap the ish out of you, my boy. King Yeller gonna slap who? And for what? What'd he do? Mike from the Ville said, hire my dog. Hold on, y'all. Goddamn.
You know, like I said, for years now, I've been giving Boosie the majority of the money. He's been making 25, I've been making 10. I've been okay with that. But at the point where he makes 35 and I make 0, then I can't do that anymore. That's just the reality of it, man. And the thing is, the fact that he put out the $5,000 thing, people didn't understand what it was. Because like, oh, well, if he's getting 50 and that's just another 5,000, that's a little 10% increase. What's the big deal? Well, no, he was making 25 and he asked for another 10. You know, I think the 5,000 came from, I said, maybe I could do 30, but he wanted 35. And then I had to back up off that 30 after running the numbers. So really, he's asking for another 10,000. And that's the truth, man. That's the absolute truth. And I just want to say that regardless of what happens, Boosie is my guy, and we've done classic content together. You'll never, ever hear me say anything bad about Boosie. Ever. I wish him all the best. He has a beautiful family, super talented, a great interviewee. Anybody is lucky to have Boosie on their platform. But the kind of money that he's asking, I don't know anyone that'll pay him $35,000. Not to say he's not worth it. I'm not saying, I'm not telling Boosie what his worth is. People are worth whatever they think they're worth. But I'm saying in terms of the market, and you have a YouTube channel. I mean, if Boosie asked you for $35,000 to do an interview, would you do it?
No.
Yeah.
I would pass on that. And I also think that one of the elements that he's not taking into consideration, you know, if he plans on dropping this on his own YouTube channel, he has to understand you have to remain consistent.
Big Homie Slim says, nigga came and sent the message to relate to a nigga we don't even know. Did I miss something? I want to know what happened, y'all. What I miss, y'all? What I miss about this King Yellow? I guess it had something to do with this 123 Gym guy. Not gonna lie, Boosie got greedy. You was eating good for not really saying ish, Mike from the Ville says. Big Homie says a threat at that. I wanted, what did he say? Mike from the Field says, at Big Homie, tell that nigga we don't know what I said. Damn, that's crazy. Mike from the Field, I swear I was just telling Mels, Unc could pass for Ken to Boosie. They should make content. Yeah, they trying to talk bad about the tendenism right now, too. They trying to talk bad about the tendenism. Run the lights up, y'all. Big Homie Slim said 607 Uncle Boosie would be funny as hell to watch. Mike from the Field said Unc be blowing it down. Somebody put a video out. He would drop off weed to Walt for Nick, and I mean via Nick, and he would never give it to Walt. Yeah, I seen that. Dude gave Walt like 4 or 5 jars. Said he never gave it to him. You see how fast Walt walked up? And man, listen, Walt is exactly, never mind. Anyway, shout out to him, bro. Mike from the Field. He tried to give Walt some for himself. He tried to take all the damn jars. Boosie asked for an increase with lower views. He lucky Vlad didn't lower his price. Yeah, with the cost of everything going up. Hold on, so Vlad called Boosie out the blue and wanted to go down on pause, wanted to decrease the numbers. Vlad called Boosie out the blue and wanted to decrease the amount he was paying him because the views started dwindling. Do any one of them need each other? No, but this came. Is any one of them wrong? No. Vlad was going over his finances. He saw the numbers were dwindling. Although this is my good friend, the numbers are dwindling. My 10 now becomes 8 or 7. Let's scale it back a little bit because you don't have the same demand. Boosie says, are you kidding me? I'm worth way more. My value goes up. As a matter of fact, put an extra so-and-so thousand on that. Put your pussy lips on live. You know. Neither one of them are wrong. The Essence says, why Boosie acting like he's still worth that when he like the US dollar don't even have the same value? It's crazy. Trey says Boosie wanted all the profit. Come on, man. Big Homie Slim says Ben 10 talking crazy in the first post. Seemed like dude ain't learned his lesson. Is that really Ben 10 or are they doing a folio? Tyler Good Drum says, bro, grow up. DJ Boss Hog says, LOL. Trey Original. Big Homie, buddy, elevator don't go all the way to the top floor. Mike from the Field says, Big Homie, I bet that ain't him. It's people posting for him. So we'll be seeing more foolery coming soon. Big Homie says, damn. The Essence says, bro, it's fanboy Friday. Let's lame some shit up. Man, let's cry, man. It's Cry Day Friday, man. I'm about to shed some tears. Trey Original says, he gonna be back on the plug. Damn. Randolph on the plug twice. Big Homie Slim Mike from the Ville. I agree. I seen the blogger named 3J say that. Plus Trill 2 legit said it as well. Time. What's up with it, Time? Trash Money Records. We are the best in real time. I have no idea what DJ Khaled. Hold on, big homie. Don't get these niggas too much goddamn promo now. These niggas gotta start looking this way. I don't give a damn if you breaking news or reacting to it. We all doing the same thing. Niggas gotta start showing love over here. Too much love be shown not to get no reciprocity. Where we at? The Essence says Wack is a master of this shit. I learned a lot from how he do on this podcast and facts. Time says big homie, respect family, stay consistent for sure, for sure. Oh, I see y'all. Mike from the Ville says pie in the face moment if Boosie ever comes back to Vlad. I think the reason I'm gonna say it's not is because they already talked about it. They already said Boosie already said. It's a pie in the face moment if his interviews if they peak at 10,000. If his interviews peak at like 10,000, 15,000, that's still not bad independent numbers, but to go from 300K to 15K, and you have an established name, to me, that would be the pie in the face moment. Him returning is what everybody's waiting on. This is just waiting for the return so it can do big numbers. This could all be a play. This actually could be a play. I don't think it is, but this actually could be a play. They could be playing a long game for 2 years down the line. Then they come back and finally link back up together, or a year and a half down the line or some shit, or the end of next year or something. You know, this could all be a play, bro. The Essence says salute to the Ruminati network. Stay tapping in. Let's run them numbers up. Super duper salute. Y'all run them numbers up. 4 more likes get us to 10. Stephen Edwards say, what's the word, Mikey? What's up with it? Stephen Edwards, let's go. Big homie Slim says wouldn't be the first to leave Vlad and come back. You talking about Lord Jamar? You talking about Lord Jamar, my brother? Mike from the Ville says double tap that screen like Boosie gonna double tap that call button to Vlad once he see he can't do it on his own. That's crazy. Hit the likes. The Essence says let's jump that like button, y'all. Final Billy must have said something crazy. Mike from the Ville. Prayers up to Boosie. But I don't think it's gonna work. You old and outside of Vlad who checking for Boosie to talk. Right from the Ville. Oh, that dude that came in here said he was gonna put pause on King Yella. Man, King Yella probably break dude's jaw. Big homie says Godfrey came back too, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. The Essence time. Oh, the Essence said speed bag the like button. Yeah, speed bag. Big homie say, oh, no. That was Stephen Edwards say, whoa, pause. Yeah, bro, I had to switch it up. Time says, I remember Gucci Mane said Eminem ain't nobody listening to Eminem's music. I guess nobody gonna be listening to Gucci Mane's music anymore. Yeah. I remember that too. Hold on, let's see. Did Godfrey return to Vlad TV? Let me just look it up real quick.
Lord Jamar is going back to Vlad. He's going back to Vlad, man. I'm like, wow.
Yo, what's up? This bruh, man, from the fifth floor. And you tuned in.
I'm making his return back.
Yeah, Lord Jamar is going back to Vlad. He's going back to Vlad, man. I'm like, wow. And he was saying that I was going to go and sell out and go back to Vlad, and he just went back to Vlad. Man, that's cool. corny as shit. I'm not going back. You out your mind. I don't have no beef with him. I don't have a beef with Vlad at all. I just not going back to the show because, you know, what he did was wrong. Culturally, it was just off. It wasn't cool. So I'm not going back. No, I don't have a beef with Vlad at all, but I'm not going back though. That would be foolish. You know, that would just be foolish. It just goes against, I mean, just too many sellouts out here. It's just too much. We got to be able to stand on principle sometimes. That's what I say. You know what I mean? Lord Jamar is going back to Vlad. He took a photo with him the other day. Yes. And it was me and Lord Jamar that called Vlad that we were leaving his show, and this Negro is going back to him. He went back yesterday, I think, because Lord Jamar is mad that I don't believe that the earth is flat.
That's y'all beef? That's what y'all got smoke about? Miss Duval, good morning. Good morning. Salute. Mike from the Ville says, I think he did. Big homie says, I was wrong. Then Godfrey didn't go back. He's standing on business. Okay, for sure. Shout out to that boy. Godfrey. All right. We gonna go ahead and move on, y'all. We ain't gonna be here long. We gonna move on. We are not gonna be here long. Y'all seen this? Y'all seen this? Fat Boy SSE won his credit. Fat Boy SSE feels like the culture is not giving him his credit and that he paved the way for a lot of these new famous comedians.
Reason why it's Drewskis. I'm the reason why it's all these motherfuckers out here, right? Because of me, right? But I do things different. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, Drewski does his way. I do it my way. I don't have to do it because he's doing it that. Because some people want to tend to say, "Oh, you stop running so he could walk," or some bullshit, some goofy shit. Right. But it's like, if they came under me, that's like Michael Jackson and Chris Brown. You can't. I'm Michael Jackson of this shit. You get what I'm saying? But I'm not a comedian though. Right, I got other shit going on. I'm a mogul. Not saying he's not or other people's not that's doing this. I do it my way. Right. I do it my way, and I still make money. I don't give a if he making more than me. I don't give a he's doing other. He's doing way different shit. At the end of the day, I'm the pioneer for this shit. I'm the king of content. They know what's going on. It's just that I do shit different. I'm a CEO. I don't want to do what he does. I'm not putting on no dress. I'm not acting like no girl. Yeah. I'm not doing what he does. I do it my way. Yeah. And if people can't accept that,
if there wasn't you, there wouldn't be a DC Young Fly. There wouldn't be, like you said, the Drewskis. Even the niggas that came with the boot gangs, the this to that, you was part of all of that, bro.
Come on, bro. I was preaching back then to be yourself. That's what niggas is doing now. All of them niggas that's doing their thing right now, great thing they doing. I love them and shit, and I show them respect. They was all in my DM. If it wasn't for no Fat Boy SSC, them niggas wouldn't be being they self. They know that shit, and they know it, and they know it, and they know it. So I don't want to hear shit. So when this interview come out and they say different, we can have a debate on it. We can ask niggas.
Does he have a point? Does he have a point? Does Fat Boy have a point? But Roger say Fat Boy sounding haterish. Big homie says Roy Lee was first to type in on the internet. Comedian waved in DC Young Fly. They said tap in. To me, the first nigga to go viral on the streets was Stephen Joe. Skit's been around forever though. Not at all, brother. Oh, you say he don't have a point? When it comes to, because Fat Boy, let's say it was like, who was the obnoxious hood guy before Fat Boy? Who was doing the over the top? Was it Fat? Hold on. Where does Queen's Flip fall in this? Is Queen's Flip? Shout out to Queen's Flip. Where does he fall in this? I think no. I think Queen's Flip fell in place. I think Queen's Flip was one of the ones to hone in on, I guess, the obnoxious or the over the top stuff that we would consider Caucasian comedy, like doing, throwing himself on a table of fire and breaking the table and stuff like that. I think he might have been the first to do stuff like that, if I'm not mistaken. But Fat Boy wasn't Fat Boy one of the ones. Stephen Edwards says, boot gang. You try to downplay Drewski to make yourself look good, but now you look like a hater, Mike from the Ville says. So, hold on, though. Fat Boy wasn't the most common, obnoxious hood, like, comedian on the internet. Like, he wasn't the one we were seeing every day before Boot Gang. I was seeing Fat Boy SSE before Boot Gang. Before you name him. Does he have a point? Take away personal feelings, however somebody feel about him, or if you think he corny, or if you think he's hating right now. Let's just stick to the facts. Was he not the most popular, obnoxious hood comedian? The over the top, the loud. They might. I don't know. I don't even remember none of these skits, but they would. He was just loud. To me, it was like, it's not funny. He's just loud and obnoxious, but it was him I was seeing all the time. And he was saying, be yourself. He was saying, just be you, whatever, Like I ain't gonna lie. Everybody else his catch was him being who he was. Everybody else had a gimmick or a catch to it. He always pushed and he was loud. Just be you. Be who the fuck you are. Don't let nobody tell you can't do it. Like that was Fat Boy. Is he wrong, bruh? I feel like people don't want to give him props because they don't like him. He's not the most likable. He may rub a lot of people the wrong way. He may have burned some bridges back in the day. He may have thought he was bigger than what he was, and he wasn't. I don't know. I'm just naming different scenarios or situations why people could possibly not like this dude. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the Discord. And if you run the likes up, please. But is he wrong? Is he wrong? Was he not one of the first ones? I remember Stephen Joe doing the caca. I remember Boot Gang, whole lot of gang shit. I don't remember seeing Stephen Joe as much as I saw Fat Boy SSE. Wasn't he running like World Star and shit like that? Stephen Joe wasn't getting them. I don't know. And this ain't no hate. I'm just asking. But anyway, it's time for it, yeah.
I came into this game off of rumors. Saying I was a bully was the rumor. Had the silver magnum with the rumor.
We'll get to it. We'll play that at the end. Fuck, man. No. Super duper salute. All right. D4VD. David has been arrested. D4VD has been arrested. Mike from the says, first place I seen Stephen was World Star Hip Hop. Hey, if I'm wrong, I reserve the right to be wrong. I reserve the right to be wrong. That's only room for human error. And I also identify as a multi-millionaire. They got to give us a cash register if they got a bathroom. Go ahead and check the merch out. Get you one of them hats. Go to the main page of this channel. Right here. Go to the main page of this channel. Join the Discord if you want to chime in today. If you got something you want to say, go to the main page of this channel, right above the subscribe button, join the Discord, and the 2 more links. You'll also see PayPal right there if you guys want to donate to the channel. If you want to see the channel grow, you think my mask is stupid and I should buy another one, you want to buy me out, shut up, nigga. Hit the PayPal. Let's go. Other than that, David has been arrested. Some people are saying, finally. After so long, right? We got TMZ obtained footage. Crazy crew, what up? The Essence says, I'm about to head to work. Shout out to the room in the chat. Shout out to you, brother. Remember, stay water, my friends. Indeed, indeed. I see you, Stephen Edwards. Let's go. They think we ain't heard them sneak disses. They think we ain't heard them sneak disses. Nigga, we heard him. That's David right there. Y'all been waiting on it? There you go. All right, the boy has been arrested. They
David
got him.
just got arrested for murdering Celeste. Now, even with an arrest coming and an update this big, I'm here to tell y'all it's far from over. We haven't even scratched the surface of this situation yet.
We are following major breaking news tonight. Singer David has been arrested in connection to the murder of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas, according to the LAPD. This is a case that stretches back more than 2 years to when she was last seen alive. Her decomposed body found in the trunk of David's Tesla late last year. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. All right, let's get to this breaking news coming in right now from Los Angeles. A bombshell announcement by the LAPD. I want you to take a look right here. This is the post that was put out by the public information officer with the Los Angeles Police Department on social media announcing the singer, known as David, had been arrested by homicide detectives in LA, quote, for the murder of Celeste Rivas. Now, David, his real name is David Burke. He is now being held without bond, and he hasn't been charged as of yet. The LAPD says that his case will be presented to the DA on Monday for filing consideration. We're going to go over the process here in just a moment. This is a case that has taken months to get to this point. I know so many of you have been following this, and now it seems like the next step, a major step, is still something that's going to take some time before we learn a lot of information about this case. And we'll be talking to former federal prosecutor Nima Rahmani about that here in just a moment. But as we focus now on this announcement, it may feel like a long time coming because David was announced as a suspect.
How? Give me a second. I appreciate you, Mike, from the video. I saw that.
In November of 2025. Now, before we get into what will happen next, I do want to get you up to speed on this case because it is one that has been going on in some ways months, in other ways years. According to the LAPD, this all started in September of 20.
Let me just ask y'all this. How long does it take to process somebody and get them in front of a judge? Run the likes up. One more get us to double digits, man. One more get us to 10. Run the likes up, please. How long does it take for someone to get in front of a judge once they are detained by law enforcement? I'm just wondering, why would they pick him up on a Thursday to sit him Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the judge to then see him Monday? How long does it take? Is there some kind of tactic in there? Or would that only be the case if, well, maybe there is somebody to snitch on? I don't know, but is that a tactic to get somebody who isn't used to the system? You know, you got some guys who are jailbirds, right? You tell them 5-10 years, they be, I'll do that standing on my head. This soft ass finger painted, hair dyed, face pierced dude right here. No experience like that. So any little, he might get in there and just the thought of being in there to someone like him who's not used to it may be too much for him. Or he may be a psychotic animal and possibly had dismembered somebody and put their parts in a bag, and jail is nothing to him. Who knows?
2025. And that is when officers responded to an impounded lot in Hollywood after there were reports of a foul odor coming from a vehicle, a Tesla. Now, that vehicle, it had been towed days earlier after it was found on a street, abandoned, it seemed, in Los Angeles. Now, police say that vehicle, that Tesla, it was registered to David Burke. And many people in the music community know him by just one name, David, D4VD. Now, when detectives searched that car, they found a body.
Venereal?
And that body was later identified as a 14-year-old girl, her name, Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Her body was in the front storage area of the Tesla. That's like the trunk of the vehicle. And it was in a state of decomposition, law enforcement said. Investigators have said that Celeste may have been dead for weeks before she was discovered. The teen's mom told investigators that she was last seen and heard from in April of 2024. So here we are in April of 2026 with David now under arrest in connection to her murder. The last time she was seen alive, according to her mom, all the way back roughly 2 years ago. Her mom also added another point about her daughter, and it was that she had a boyfriend named David. Now, by late 2025, sources were telling ABC News that David was being considered a suspect in the case, but no charges had been filed. Yet behind the scenes, a grand jury had been hearing evidence in the case, including Burke's reported travel to the Santa Barbara area of California during the spring of 2025, and a search of the Hollywood Hills property where he was reportedly staying, and reports of a high heat burn cage found at that location. Then we go to January of this year, 2026. David's alleged close friend, a man.
Certain things, I thought when you purchase, why would anyone need a high heat burn cage? Just like if you purchase like an enormous amount of certain home products, don't they start investigating you for trying to be Walter White? They're like, this man trying to make Bristol. What the fuck? Like, you can't buy a whole bunch of that at one time, right? Am I right? So why would a nigga need a high heat burn cage and not, what profession requires a high heat burn cage? Is used for safer, more efficient backyard disposal of debris, yard waste, and paper documents compared to traditional burn barrels. So they didn't order anything special. They just had something. This is something that people have in their backyards all the time. Okay, this is equivalent to having a barrel, and we see it, especially in the South, we see this shit all the time. Everybody is burning some shit down. So okay, okay, so it's nothing out of the ordinary. It just sounds, it looks like a damn dungeon. Was the burn cage ever used?
Named Neil Langston was arrested in Montana for failing to appear as a witness in a Los Angeles grand jury investigation. And a week after that, Langston was spotted entering a Los Angeles courthouse and reportedly testified before the grand jury. But since then,
and what did he
for the most
say?
part, frankly, crickets in this case. No real developments, of course, until now. Joining us now to talk about this breaking news.
David just got arrested for murdering Celeste. We haven't even scratched the surface of the situation yet.
Major breaking news now. Detectives from the Los Angeles Police Department Robbery Homicide Division have arrested singer David Burke for the murder of Celeste Rivas. Burke is being held without bail. The case will be presented to the DA's office on Monday for filing consideration. You may remember, and we've been reporting, Rivas's body was found in the trunk of David's car in September of last year. She was only 14 years old. Again, this breaking news just into our newsroom. We're working to get more information, and we'll continue to follow this story.
We do want to go ahead and bring in now ABC's Alex Stone on the phone to speak more about this case.
Well, Mark and Michelle, yeah, sources are telling us that this is based off of evidence that the LAPD was able to gather and put together and now is going to be presenting to the LA County DA for a filing decision on Monday. This was not from any kind of indictment. We know that the case had gone to a grand jury. It was expected that there might be an indictment coming sometime soon. We were thinking in the last couple of months or in the next few weeks.
David is being charged with murder. Now,
so is his bodyguard going to get arrested as well?
The reason why we have to reiterate murder is because when the investigation first started, LAPD put out a press release where they notified the public that they may not even have enough for murder, that, you know, Celeste may have died from an overdose, and, you know, that David and others may just be charged with, I don't know, improperly disposing of a body. But for them to charge David with murder, they would now have proof or evidence from their perspective that David committed this murder against Celeste or instructed the murder of Celeste. But nobody else has been arrested or is in custody. So for now, David is who they believe murdered Celeste. This is the press release from LAPD Robbery and Homicide Division. Now,
why is it saying it remains unclear whether there is any criminal culpability beyond the concealment of her body? The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner has not yet determined the cause or manner of Ms. Rivas Hernandez's death. As such, it remains unclear whether there is any criminal culpability beyond the concealment of her body. Wow. Hold on.
they will say the Los Angeles Police Department robberies like several trunk area was told for the Los Angeles death. As such, it remains unclear whether there is any criminal culpability beyond the concealment of her body. Hernandez brought in David's parents, they brought in Neil, they brought in David's manager. After speaking to everybody, they quickly came to the conclusion that this was not no accident, no overdose, no, Celeste was murdered. Now, the body was so badly decomposed that the medical examiner couldn't really, get a full understanding of how she died.
This was not from that. We are told that this is evidence that they have been compiling going back to when her body was found last September, that now they have reached a point where they believe they have probable cause, and it's gone to the DA.
All right. And so a lot of people wondering, this so many things seem to point to him. Why did it take them this long to make the arrest? We know they're pretty methodical about how they do things, but.
Yeah, it's a good question. One of the things that they were waiting on, Mark, was the cause of death. And there was difficulty reaching that cause of death, not to get too graphic, but her body was in multiple parts. It was in, we know from court documents, 2 different body bags in the front trunk of that Tesla when her body was found. So it was difficult for the medical examiner to determine the cause of death. So they had to prove or be able to show to the DA that she was murdered, that it wasn't something else where, let's say that she overdosed and then somebody freaked out and put her body in that trunk. They have to be able to prove that it was murder. They now believe that they can do that.
The level of difficulty for that job, already trying to find the cause on a decomposed body. I don't know how that affects the toxicology, but I'm sure as far as finding like wounds, lacerations, I don't know how decomposition works. I don't know if a bullet travels through, if eventually that old flesh will, as it falls, it'll mold together, or will it rot in the same position? Like, can you see like a rotting hole where a bullet went through, and it's like the hole rots? It's like, okay, that's clearly a bullet travel trajectory. Like, I don't know how this works. I don't know, because initially it's healing, right? But if you're okay, that's only live cells. So there is no coagulation. There is no blood clot, and I don't know. I can only imagine the degree of difficulty working on a decomposed. First, we're just speaking on decomposed, then dismembered at that. So there's no telling what damages were acquired during the dismemberment as opposed to the actual cause of death on GTA if necessary, right? Let's take the Melly case, for example. Where they was it Sack Chaser? After he was already dead, some gunshots hit him. Right? And then they can tell what injuries you acquired afterwards. As long as the body is intact, they can tell what injuries you acquired after death. Like somebody who might, let's say somebody strangled somebody on GTA, strangled somebody to death, and then tries to hit their head afterwards on the side of a counter and say, oh, they hit their head, they fell and hit their head and died. The way the blood forms and the way the wound, the way the body will bruise and the blood form is different after you're deceased as opposed to when you're alive and breathing and the blood is flowing. So they can look and tell and see what injuries you acquired before and after death. With the body being decomposed and dismembered, they literally had to watch one of these. I'm imagining it's like watching one of these crime shows when you have that one possessed detective who has this like special ability to see what happened and go back and like piece everything together. You know how they do the flashbacks? The person was never on the scene, but they come in and they can like see what happened. And it's like, well, judging by this. It had to be one of them overly determined MFers on that case to figure this out and be like, no, it was David. That's just how I picture it. Adiana says, hurry up and talk. What's with the long pauses? Adiana, I appreciate you, but if it's not for you, you can move on. Everything ain't for everybody. Shout out to you. The long pauses is gathering my thoughts. I'm human. I'm not a robot. This is freestyle dialogue. This is off the top of my head. I didn't write this out. Anything else you want to know?
All right.
Yeah, we also know, David, as many entertainers do, had an entourage of people.
Did you hit the like button? Adiana, hurry up and hit the like button. Adiana, hurry up and hit the like button, please. We appreciate you.
Around him at times. I know some other individuals have been considered as drivers of this vehicle or either around. Any information on possibly how this could impact other people that David was around that also may have been around Celeste Rivas?
I'm gonna tell y'all something. Numbers matter when they're authentic. Them fluff numbers, I can give two shits about them. You know what I'm saying? Now, sometimes you look at the numbers, it's like, oh, it's 100 people in here. If it's only 5 or 6 interacting, that's who I care about. Oh, it's 80 people in here. It's only 3 talking. It's only 3 interacting. It's only 8 interacting. It's only 10 interacting. It's only 1 interacting. That's who I care about. All them fluff numbers, that shit fake. Like I said yesterday, if you're going to sit here and not going to interact, you ain't going to hit the like button, you can go. That's real. Keep the fluff numbers. Y'all can keep that. I don't care nothing about fluff numbers. I don't give two, man, look here. Keep the fluff numbers. Keep that, I'm not fake, nigga. Just because I wear a mask, yeah, it's a real one under this mask, a real man under this mask. Keep that fuck, man, going on, bro. I ain't for everybody, and everybody ain't for me. I've been understood that a long time ago. You can get the fuck on for real. We don't do fluff numbers, nigga. And I don't care who don't like it.
Michelle, we don't know yet, and if there are any other arrests that are going to be coming in this case. We know that there were a number of witnesses who came and
that ain't to no specific watcher, listener, supporter. That's in general. You fake, move on. Oh, bro. But yeah, David. I just had to let that be known. Sorry. See, because it's this thing, right? YouTube will show you these numbers. YouTube will show you these numbers, and then you're supposed to, that's when I guess you're supposed to quote unquote turn it on. Not just YouTube, any social media. I'm just speaking because that's where we at right here on this particular screen. But that screen, shout out to the Twitch. What I'm saying is these numbers will pop up and people will think, oh, this when you supposed to. No, it ain't. It ain't real. I'm supposed to when I'm supposed to.
and testified in front of the grand jury again that this was not an indictment, that this is probable cause that the LAPD put together and moved forward on. But during the grand jury proceedings, which are secret as they're ongoing, that there were a number of other people who came forward, those who are close to David, friends of David, family members of his were subpoenaed to go in front of the grand jury. So if there are other arrests that could be coming, we don't know. But as of right now, he is the only one that we know of under arrest.
All right.
There has to be more arrests coming. There just has to be, right? Like obviously there's more arrests coming.
Yeah, who lived at the house with him? I thought the bodyguard was under question. I thought, who else? I thought the bodyguard was under question. Who lived at that house with D4VD?
Because the person who drove the Tesla and parked it outside of David's crib with the body in the trunk, that person was never identified yet or arrested, but the private investigator says they have ID'd the person, they know who that person was. Well, if that person drove the body and parked it, isn't that person some type of accessory after the fact?
Right.
Like the people who was purchasing things like burn.
His manager lived with him. Right. Okay, so with his manager, the appreciate it, big homie Slim. Shout out Corey Ferguson. Stephen Edwards, shout out to you. Young Saw, what up with it? Adriana, what's up with it? Regardless, salute.
Burn cages for David. Isn't that person
Mike from the Ville, yo.
somehow an accessory after the fact? Now, a lot of people came in and
099, yo.
They spoke to a lot of people.
Stephen Edwards, yo. William Hester, I say, yo.
I knew David was cooked from the second.
Beast by Thorough, what up with it? Beast by Thorough says, turn them thumbs up. Facts.
Right, you know that they.
Mike from the Ville said, double tap that screen like D4 if I to get double tap behind bar. That nigga there stupid.
He was bringing in his homies, bro. The one homie, after the grand jury, his entire tone changed.
Big homie said, so it took almost a year to arrest dude. Bro, what is going on? This is a horrible story. This is a horrible story, bro. Sad.
Bro, once they brought him in and they let him know what he was facing and how he could be charged, man, Bro came back on Instagram and told everybody, hey, bro, David is a piece of ish. Celeste is a victim.
Hold on, who said that?
His entire tone changed, bro. That they was bringing in his homies, bro. The one homie, after the grand jury, his entire tone changed, bro. Once they brought him in and they let him know what he was facing and how he could be charged, man, bro came back on Instagram and told everybody, hey, bro, David is a piece of ish. Celeste is a victim.
Oh, his homeboy.
Now, I'm going to Instagram.
He cooked for David.
Here's what I'm going to do, okay? I'm going to read you what Neil Langston just posted on his Instagram account. And I will tell you, it's quite telling, okay?
Oh, that's the guy that said he a piece of ass, the Chinese guy,
I'm going to try to
Neil.
put it into context a bit more, but this is important. This is a big development. So Neo took to Instagram with a series of posts. There was one that said, I understand due to my silence and the silence in general, it leaves a void of information that everyone wants to fill. But at the end of the day, this case isn't about me. It isn't about you. It's about getting justice for the victim and her family, and I care a lot more about that than trying to fill that void because of public opinion. Obviously wasn't doing my part at first, but now I am. I've stayed loyal to my mindset and I will continue to. I'm not publicly going to give any opinion or emotion about this case because I find it disrespectful and not my place to weigh in on it, especially as it's still ongoing. I'm not going to spam post to justify and perform my feelings and thoughts for the internet, trying to satisfy people who have already made up their minds about me. In time, the record will speak for itself. People that I trust and I thought knew me as a person, my side of things, all for that to be thrown out the window as soon as I get arrested and they slap that bleep's name next to mine. Assuming he's referring to David here. And for the record, the thing I was arrested for, I wasn't even charged. They never filed it. My warrant was retracted because there is more to the story.
They throw out that shit. Throw that out the window. I get arrested and slap that. So he called this dude something.
All my receipts for things. Ha 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 ha. This raises a lot of questions about why he posted this. Obviously, he can't and will not say anything to jeopardize his legal rights, right? Probably instructed by the government to not say anything either if he had spoken in front of the grand jury. Probably his attorney said, don't say anything. I don't even know if his attorney was consulted with this post, but it seems like he's trying to correct whatever misconception or misunderstanding the public has on him or his alleged role in this, because there is a lot of talk about him.
It could be possible to testify evidence. So they bought a bird cage because they was about to get rid of the whoever that tow person was or whoever called that tow truck saved this case, bro. Because can you imagine if they were allowed a few extra more weeks when David came back from tour and they was able to work that burn cage and really believe that's a less much. David, I'm going to take in a state and testifying because in terms of physical evidence itself, there's really not much. David had, 6 months to a year to clean us up. The private investigator said that he believed that Celeste.
Mel says his manager did not stay with him. It was his manager's business partner house that he stayed in.
They have been dead for almost a year before they found her. So he had about a year to clean up his tracks. So they bought a bird cage because they was about to get rid of the whoever that tow person was or whoever called that tow truck saved this case, bro. Because can you imagine if they were allowed a few extra more weeks when David came back from tour and they was able to work that burn cage and really burn it and burn her body and get rid of everything? What other evidence would there be that David murdered this person? What other trace would there be? There won't be no trace. And her family wasn't looking for it. She's been missing for like almost a year. And they knew she was with David. They didn't give a damn.
Mel's over there on Twitch showing love, super duper salute, and appreciate you. She says, but we don't have to go on a side quest to notice the truth, in my opinion. That's a minuscule fact. The fact of the matter is the manager knew about him and Celeste. So the manager still got to be called, right? Big Homie Slim says, I was wrong again. Damn, Corey Ferguson says, because somebody did it for David and that's why it took so long to charge him? I don't know.
At all. But there has to be more arrests coming.
You're right.
Because David ain't do this alone. David was a millionaire who paid a lot of people around him to do certain things. People who was driving that Tesla around with the body in it. People who was purchasing the burn cage under the fake name. People who took the trip with David to the middle of nowhere in California and we still don't know why they took that trip there. Everybody involved has to be held accountable. I'm not even comfortable with them getting deals. Now, a lot of us had a hunch that this was coming, that that the first degree murder charge was coming, because if you were focused or tapped into this case, then you know that, like court documents were getting leaked, where it literally was like the state of California versus
people of state of California v. David Burke. Nathan Hochman at the top, he's the Los Angeles County District Attorney. Beth Silverman, too, who we believe is the attorney prosecuting this case. So confirming, again, this is a real case. They're the prosecutors. There was even video or pictures of her coming in and out of court. It goes on to say that there is now pending in the Superior Court of the County of Los Angeles the above entitled grand jury investigation by the state of California against Target David Burke. David, that's his real name, David, wherein Target may be involved in having committed the following criminal offenses against the laws of the state of California, to wit, 1 count of murder. And when I looked up the penal code that was allegedly broken here, murder is the unlawful killing of a human being or a fetus with malice aforethought, basically an intentional killing. The filing goes on to say, on September 8th, 2025, at approximately 10:30 hours, Los Angeles Police Department LAPD detectives received a phone call from the manager of Hollywood Area Official Police Garage. The manager stated a black Tesla Model X had been impounded as an abandoned vehicle by the Department of Transportation on September 5th, 2025. The manager told police there was a strong smell of decay coming from the vehicle, which was attracting flies. LAPD detectives responded to the Hollywood tow yard to investigate. Detectives approached the vehicle, which was parked on the upper deck of the impound lot, and immediately noticed the smell of decaying biological material consistent with a decomposing corpse coming from the front storage compartment of the vehicle. Detectives obtained a search warrant for the vehicle, and when the front storage compartment was opened, detectives observed a black cadaver bag covered with insects and a strong odor of decay. Utilizing black latex gloves, detectives partially unzipped the bag and observed a decomposed head and torso.
Wow.
Investigators and criminalists from the Los Angeles County Department of Medical Examiner responded to the tow yard to process the decomposed body. Upon removing the cadaver bag from the front storage compartment, it was discovered the arms and legs had been severed from the body. A second black bag was discovered underneath the cadaver bag.
I don't think
That's fucking crazy. These niggas. Mel says, but I'm also in and out of the conversation. I'm not focused, so I may be speaking out of turn. This, unfortunately, as soon as I hear this comes to a song. A song comes to my head. Where niggas say, chop the body up. Fuck the chit chat. Who know what song that is? I'm going to just tell y'all. I ain't got time. Nas and Noriega and Nas, Body in the Trunk. Y'all ever heard that song? Nas and Noriega, Body in the Trunk. Yo, split that. Chop the body up. Fuck the chit chat. Kick back. I just lit up. So here, hit that. Pull over somewhere, God, where I can piss at. Pop the trunk, son. Let a nigga see who it is. Not now, son. Maintain and stick to the biz. Yo, you hiding it. Let a nigga know who we riding with. I had the Queens hoodie on with the blood on my sleeve. Gave a nigga one offer he could take or he leave, but it's a body in the trunk, son. It's getting, we say it's getting scary. What if police pull us over and smell that corpse? That's crazy. Like, these dudes rapped and painted a picture of a song, and it's they really, anyway. Look, man, it's Fish Grease Friday. Hold on. David. Of course, innocent until proven guilty, but he out of here, man. He's out of here. I don't think they took this long to come get him for nothing. You had an ongoing, continuous relationship with a young, very young, underage, illegally aged woman. We'll never know. We'll never know the reason, right? He took her life. Whatever happened, we'll never know. It's messed up. They need to make it where this dude can't sell his story once he gets in jail, once he gets arrested. Of course, innocent until proven guilty, but once he gets convicted, if he gets convicted, they need to make sure this dude can't make no money off this story. Don't allow him to, from the pen, you know, it's people in the pen that make millions of dollars. Let's not allow him to do it legally. I don't think it's anything they can do about his music already being out there. And then all this shit lining up with what's the name of that first song that he performed? Some kind of romantic. It had something to do with death. I don't even want to, man. F his music and the type of music he makes. Look at how this dude dressed, auntie looking ass. This nigga, come on, bro. What is, man? if he is found guilty, I wish the worst for him. Like, look at this. Like, when you chase stuff, forget, oh, he manifested it. This ain't manifestation. This is lying to yourself and fooling yourself and you believe. I know some people say, oh, you manifesting anything you think is manifestation. Man, this is a choice and a decision. This is a fool choosing to be. This ain't a manifestation. This is a choice. This is a fool choosing to be something that he probably always seen or fantasized about in the back of his head or watched movies and was, man, this ain't he didn't manifest this. This just a sick nigga. Be careful with your thoughts. And nigga, if you already got them thoughts, you already sick. You need to seek help. You need to find other avenues. Deal with your issues before it become a real problem like this. Like I was saying yesterday about having certain thoughts of like people wanting to take themselves out and take out other people. Nigga, you shouldn't have children. If you have it in your mind that at any point in your life, like, well, in all of this, all us could go. You shouldn't be a parent. If you willing to just at the drop of a dime take you and somebody else or you or somebody else out just at the drop of a dime, and you could be taken out of them kids' life like that, and you're just gonna leave them. You shouldn't even have kids. If you got it in your mind that you can be so angry or so attached with love or so whatever it is, or get so high that you just can feel a bloodlust, and you can, whatever the reason is, if you got that kind of thought in your mind, you need to stay isolated. You need to stay away from people. Plain and simple. And figure yourself out. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's prayer, therapy, whatever it is, you need to stay away from people. If you one of the people that get so attached, or if you already had them dark thoughts where you a person who, you know if you psyched out or not, bro, because you're operating in front of everybody, pretending to be, acting like you don't have these thoughts. You're hiding the thoughts. So that means you're aware of them. So you know that something's going on. So that means you can change it, but you don't want to. You want to find ways to keep being that. Just like a junkie or somebody who's doing something sneaky. You're doing it sneakily. So it's a thrill. No, that's sick. No matter how much you keep telling yourself and how much, oh, this thrill, I love the smell of blood. I love to see blood and I love it. No, nigga, that's sick. And it don't always have to come to this point. You can fix it. You just have to want to. You can fix whatever. Just like you can change your eating habits. You can change your religious beliefs. You can stop using profanity. You can stop saying the N-word. All of this shit. You can stop. You can even change your thought pattern. You can even change your subconscious thought with awareness and determination in your conscious state, in your present time. You can change your subconscious thought by what you feed yourself. This ain't manifestation. This is a choice, a idiotic, stupid, tragic choice. And if this man is found guilty, I hope he is punished to the fullest extent of the law. And even beyond that, there is a chance, I'm not going to say I hope, I have to be careful, I'm on social media, right? There is a chance that the other inmates will have their way with him. There's a chance that the other inmates will have their way with him. Plain and simple. Listen, it's Friday. You ain't got no job? Yes, we do, and we got shit to do. We gotta get to it, y'all. All right. I appreciate y'all. We're gonna play the song, but first, hold on.
Kicking it like I've been out every weekend.
Fellas, just be prepared. We need y'all. Ladies, listen, we need y'all.
Joe, what's up?
We love
Kicking it
y'all.
like
But y'all wonder, don't treat us like this when we come back from vacation. You just ruined the whole vacation. You make me want to go on another one. You make me, don't act like this when I come back from you agreeing for me to go off and have a good time. Don't act like this when I come back from you agreeing to me going off and having a good time.
like I've been out every weekend.
Because you was just in Miami while I was at home, so you came home Monday, and I had to get myself together today for work. You had your break, and I couldn't have a few hours just to go and get pretty.
But this also what hurt me. She came in like, hey, get that same energy from Miami. Don't get her get tired. We get back. Everything she asked me to do, I just did.
You hear that? Keep that same energy from Miami. That's really a hater move. And then Hitman Holler really on some Will Smith shit. He finna say everything, not as bad, but if he finna say everything she said do, I just did. He about to name all the shit she wanted to do. You a hater. I can't go and have my fun, and then you know I want to come back and rest. Oh, don't get tired now. Have that same energy that you had for Miami. That's really some hater shit, low key. And not saying that she hates on him. I think they have from what the outside and it seemed like they got a real open, beautiful relationship. When I say open, I mean they put it out to the public. But they got a beautiful relationship. Shout out to them. Everybody go through something. But I'm saying, and nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect, me included, right? So I'm not downing her specifically. I'm just saying this is something that women will do. Like, why would I know you're tired? I know you may have jet lag. You probably been up all kind of nights and all kind. Yeah, I know. So why is it, oh, no, don't get tired now. No, let me recover so we can get back to it. Come on with that bullshit. Don't do that.
She just asked for a $10,000 necklace that she wanted, that I just got her yesterday. That's not me throwing it in her face, though. That's me doing everything I said I was gonna do. I ain't gonna be tired, baby. We gonna get home, we kicking it. We going to the concert tomorrow with Nick Cannon. Everything I said I'm doing. What I gotta do, I even came back to make sure she was even more happier. Got her a chain, got her this, booked the cruise. I did all that.
To make sure she was more happier. Then what Will Smith and Jada was just talking about yesterday, bro. It ain't on you.
And I'm still at this point kicking it like
Will and Jada yesterday, we just look. Hold on, bro. Let me just go. Where that shit at? Where Will and Jada at, motherfucker? Let's go to that motherfucker.
They own their content.
Oh, bro, Will Smith was talking about you cannot
a person happy.
This sound like her exact words to him, don't it?
You cannot make a person happy.
Didn't she just say all this? Somebody get off in the chat after this. Hold on. I got y'all on Twitch and on the 2. Hold on. Listen. This nigga finna say exact household.
And I thought that was a real deep idea. You can make a person smile, you can make a person feel good, you can make a person laugh, but whether or not a person is happy is deeply and totally and utterly out of your control. We came into this false romantic concept that somehow when we got married that we would become one. And what we realized is that we were two completely separate people on two.
This nigga might say he walked outside the crib and said this right after she said this from him catching her with August, bro. That's funny as hell.
I've been out every weekend.
But that's a
Because you was
fact, though.
just in Miami while I was at home, so you came home Monday, and I had to get myself together today for work. You had your break, and I couldn't have a few hours just to go and get pretty.
But this also what hurt me. She came in like, hey, get that same energy from Miami. Don't get here, get tired. We get back. Everything she asked me to do, I just did. She just asked for a $10,000 necklace that she wanted, that I just got her yesterday. That's not me throwing it in her face, though. That's me doing everything I said I was gonna do. I ain't gonna be tired, baby. We gonna get home, we kicking it. We going to the concert tomorrow with Nick Cannon. Everything I said I'm doing. What I gotta do, I even came back to make sure she was even more happier. Got her chain, got her this, booked the cruise, I did all that. And I'm still at this point.
It's not your responsibility, bro. It's always gonna be something. Always gonna be something. Somebody in the chat right there says you was just in Miami. You was just in Miami while I was at home. She said, that's your problem right there. Yeah, that's her problem. Somebody said, all I heard was I keep trying to buy my relationship and it ain't working. Is there a level, there has to be a level of compromise and a level of change. Like, she knew what she was getting into. She knew who he was. Now, I don't know if he lied. I don't think he lying to her. Don't, not to get too personal, it ain't none of my business, but don't they invite women into their room? So you know this, you know what kind of nigga you dealing with, sweetheart? Plain and simple. You know what kind of man you dealing with. Don't expect it to be different now. Plain and simple. Unless he painted this, I doubt he painted this picture of he's this perfect guy and all this shit. He got you doing threesomes. I'm going to speak for me, at least in the past. I don't know about now. Maybe things have changed, right? But in the past, if my girl is willing, my mindset was if my girl is willing to do a threesome with me, then it's okay for me to go and have sex with other women. Plain and simple. I can have sex with as many women as I want because my girl's down to do a threesome. So what I'm saying is, not saying I'm finna go and knock every woman down, but I'm saying she is okay with it. So I feel like I have confirmation that she's okay with me sleeping with other women. It's that simple. We did a threesome. That is confirmed proof, factual evidence that you're okay with me sticking my penis in another woman's vagina. So don't be mad when I go out of town. Don't expect me to be this perfect gentleman, all in line. You know I'm wild, baby. You know what time it is. You get out with me. You know what time it is. You know how we run through them. You with it. You be right there with it. So don't trip. Somebody got to take care of the house. This the position that you chose. Stay home. Yeah, I know you might not like it, so I'm going to do some little things and buy some trinkets and, get you right. Because I know you might be a little upset that I'm finna go knock down, but you know I'm finna go knock down. You know that. Come on now. Don't trip now. Don't give me that. Especially when we supposed to have this understanding, right? When we supposed to know what it is. Don't give me none of that attitude. Don't do none of that. Because now you not staying true to what you said was okay. And now I'm looking at you different. Because something may have changed for you. You may feel like, oh, we're this far in our relationship and it shouldn't be like that. You shouldn't want to do those things anymore. Women mature faster than men. Bitch, fuck is you talking about? I still want to hit 4, 5 of them. What is you talking? What? I never changed. Change. Never, 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 never change. I never changed. Oh, shit. Shout out to y'all, man. We finna get up out of here, man. It's Friday. Deborah Temple says, oh, good morning, my brother Mods in chat. Shout out to you, Deborah Temple. Mike from the Ville says she knew the card, but she still joined to play and want to complain after thinking that's going to bring change. No, shorty. Shut up and hop in these menages. You know what I'm talking about? Deborah says, Mike, I'm good 100%. Thank you. Shout out to you, Deb. And she says, foursomes, fivesomes, the number go on. Facts, 100%. She knew. Yellow D says, even more happier. I tried to make her even more happier. I did everything I could. I bought her. Mike from the Ville says, I thought women like consistency. LOL. He's being consistent. He not being consistent. Oh, he's not? Deborah Tipper says, don't save her. Do 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 do. She got a Mike from the Ville, 90% of social media couples are either, oh wow, abusive, filled with cheating, or corny. That nigga say corny. That's funny. Mike from the Ville also says her voice is aggravating. Aggravating, dog. Oh, as far as the D4VD, Deborah says he should rot in prison 100, big homie. Okay, I see it. Corey Ferguson says, what are your thoughts on Dogface? I think Dogface is a very outspoken person. I think he's well spoken as well for him to be a street guy. He's well spoken, good vocabulary, and shit. He's entertaining as hell. Shout out to him. Let me see. Not yet. I'm about to get off. Perfect timing. Guess I'm gonna say Craig Mack with perfect timing. Nigga old as hell singing Craig Mack. Deborah said, dang, I just got here. Oh no. That's all right, Deborah. We will be back. Just make sure you subbed up. Make sure you got them post notifications on, because we tuned in. We tapped in. Excuse me, y'all. Y'all already know. I'm finna run the song. I gotta run the song before we get out of here. That ain't it. Oops. I gotta run the song before we get out of here. Trey says when that Fulio trial starts. Supposed to be sometime next week, bro. Supposed to be sometime next week. I'm not exactly sure, but shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Most aggravating chat in the game, man. Most appreciated chat in the world, man. As always, man. Let's go. Aggravating as hell, man. Y'all so aggravating, dog. Y'all so damn aggravating, but y'all so appreciated, man. No content creator is nothing. Nothing. Without the support of the people. Nothing. No content creator is nothing without the support of the people, man. Like my bro said, I reserve the right to be wrong. That's on the room for human error. I never set you out on purpose. And also, like I said, I identify as a multi-millionaire. If they got a bathroom, they got to give us a cash register. Know what I'm talking about? Hit the merch link, copy one of these. Other than that, it's Rumornati Network. We out of this motherfucker. Let's go.
I came into this game off of rumors. Saying I was a bully was the rumor. Had the super magnum with the rumor.
Yeah, nigga. This shit so aggravating. He did it. Think we ain't heard them sneak disses, nigga. Rumors. Yeah. Fuck Mano. Yeah. Hey, fuck Mano. Motherfuck Mano. Didn't they say that nigga was wearing fake chains, bro? Fuck Mano. Damn. Motherfuck Mano. Hey. Fuck Mano, wearing fake chain no. Shout out y'all, man. We out of here. Bitch Grease Friday. Go out there and be great. Super duper salute. Let's go. Motherfuck Mano. I never thought I had the right bars for a lame-o. Old nigga, go and get a walker in the cane, bro. I heard a nigga hating on bloggers. Say it ain't so. Now he podcasting, doing the same thing, bro. Kitchen talk ain't last that long. What in the great show? Ye really kept you afloat. Ain't no debate, bro. Does anybody listen to Mano?
I mean, that high hater wasn't shit, but that T-Pain feature was dope.
You had a song called Rumors, it got you a buzz. You mentioned rumor in your song. I took that as a sub, but as soon as I got the word, I masked up and went to turn the nightclub to the motherfucking fight club. Damn, Mano, is it ironic how a nigga with a mask is the face of the show? Without a mask, you was just another face on the show. Kissing ass just to get another face on the show. God damn.
I came into this game off of rumors. Saying I was a bully was the rumor. Had the super magnum with the rumor.
In the great show, Ye really kept you afloat. Ain't no debate, bro.
Came into this game off of rumors. Saying I was a bully was the rumor. Had the super magnum.
All right, y'all, we out of here. Let's go. Super duper salute to y'all. Yeah, nigga. This shit so aggravating. You think we ain't heard them sneak? Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all niggas wild. Yeah. Fuck Mano. Yeah. Hey, fuck Mano. Motherfuck Mano. Didn't they say that nigga was wearing fake chains, bro? Fuck Mano. Damn. Motherfuck Mano. Hey, fuck Mano. Wearing fake chain, no. Career down the drain, no. Motherfuck Mano. Fuck Mano. Nigga, motherfuck Mano. Hey, I never thought I had the right bars for a lame-o. Old nigga, go and get a walker in the cane, bro. I heard a nigga hating on bloggers. Say it ain't so. Now he podcasting, doing the same thing, bro. Kitchen talk ain't last that long. What in the great show? Ye really kept you afloat. Ain't no debate, bro. Does anybody listen to Mano?
I mean, that high hater wasn't shit, but that T-Pain feature was dope.
You had a song called Rumors, it got you a buzz. You mentioned rumor in your song. I took that as a sub, but as soon as I got the word, I masked up and went to turn the nightclub to the motherfucking fight club. Damn. Mano, is it ironic how a nigga with a mask is the face of the show? Without a mask, you was just another face on the show. Kissing ass just to get another space on the show. God damn. Fuck Mano, motherfuck Mano. Wearing fake chains, no career down the drain, no. Fuck Mano. Nigga, motherfuck Mano. Hey, fuck Mano. Wearing fake chain, no career down the drain, no. Motherfuck Mano. Fuck Mano. Nigga, motherfuck